What's up, y'all? It's Mr. 6'8". We are back here with a new video. Baby, I hope I ain't got no boogie in my nose. Okay, I think we good. But listen, I know a lot of you all been wondering where I've been at. I was actually supposed to have done a show last 2 days ago, but I got caught up, wasn't feeling well, and decided to postpone it. So I said, let me come on here and get things started so I can kind of get it back in the groove of things. Because for those that used to follow me, you would know that back in the day, listen, we used to have this channel popping. But listen, now that life been life, and I ain't really been on my channel as much. So here we go with a life update. So I just want to start out with to say, if you used to follow me, listen, I've been around, but I just been out here trying to make things happen. Okay, so now that I got a little bit more free time on my hand, I decided to say, okay, well, let me go ahead and go back and kind of re I guess you could say breathe new air back into my channel. So this is the Mr. 6'8" channel. I am Mr. 6'8". Just to kind of give you my newbies, which I call my fun sizers, just kind of a little bit more info or insight about me. I am literally 6'8". If I wasn't in this car, I would literally stand out and show you, but I don't want to look crazy in this parking lot, child. So that's first thing first. Next thing is, I don't really consider myself to, well, we'll get to that part later. But yes, I'm 6'8". I am a country boy. I do live in the city of Atlanta. Not that it really matters, child. I feel like I'm out here trying for a dating show. But nonetheless, though, I'm a city boy. I love to go to new places, try new things, do all of the things. When I initially had my channel during COVID, it was mainly around like talking about my life, hot topics, things like that there. But then life happened, and so here we are. So for those of you that may have started to follow me, I kind of blew up on Facebook when I did the Shanquilla Robinson story, I believe, about the girl that was in Cabo, I think, and she got left behind by her friends, and they, beat her up, and she passed away, and all of that stuff happened. And then once I covered that story, that kind of gave me my following base, to kind of get me boosted to the point where I kind of have like just a little small following, just a little moment, nothing too major, just a little moment, child. So here we are again. So yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give you a little introduction. I do love fashion, so you'll probably hear me talk a lot about fashion on this channel. And I think that's it for the most part. I'm a pretty boring person. I'm a huge advocate for sickle cell. I was born with sickle cell anemia. I've had it all my life. It does take the life out of you at times. It makes you drain. Sometimes I don't have energy to do things, but I still press on anyways. And so far, I feel like I've been doing good with it, considering all things and what most people go through with it. I feel like I'm doing okay with it. There is a $2 million cure supposedly out there for it. But it would require me to have to go. Well, it would require me to have to go to a whole nother different state, do chemo for like about maybe 3 to 4 months. And I just don't know if I'm really wanting to go through with all of that, because chemo is can be very dangerous. It takes a toll on the body. Just chemo alone itself takes a toll on the body. So there's that. But the three things I wanted to talk about while I was on here, because like I said, I owed you all a show 2 days ago, but I wasn't feeling well, is that first I wanted to touch on Ray J. So Ray J mom made a post, and you can find it in the shade room, but his mom made a post basically defending her son, saying that, what he's been saying and sharing is basically real. It's not a hoax. It's not to get attention, that the son has really been sick. She said to pray for her son. A lot of people felt like it was an attention seeking moment, but being that she's already kind of like done stuff in the past when it comes to her own daughter, Brandy, and, I guess faking a marriage because of her being pregnant, they didn't really feel like that Ray J's mom was really sincere about praying for her child, and that it was all a hoax. But here's my problem with society. Society will always make you remember for everything that you've done wrong. They will always hold it against you. As soon as you start doing something the opposite, they will never give you the credit. They will never believe you. They will never have faith in you on any circumstance because of the fact that they feel as though if you're this way or if you've been doing this thing for the longest or if you've done something in your past that may have not or has not really been I guess you could say that really, I guess, something that's frowned upon, they feel like that you can't change. And I really do feel like she was having a sincere moment. It was literally like a 10-minute video to where she really broke it down and explained that Ray J has congestive heart failure. So, for me, I really kind of empathize with her. And, I my heart goes out to her because of the fact that I'm not a parent. I don't have kids, but I can't even imagine what that must feel like to have a child. I mean, who is going through something. Even though I have a chronic illness myself, and maybe that's why I'm a little biased towards it. But I can't even imagine what it must feel like for her to now have to deal with the thoughts of her child possibly not making it because his heart is not functioning at a standard rate. And it's just sad because, as we all know, Ray J is a handful. We know that he's not perfect. We know that he does a lot of things for attention. But if this is something that is life threatening, I mean, really, all you can do is just wish them well. I feel like in society, everything is so negative. People, they are drawn to negativity more than they are to anything else. So definitely sending prayers up. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Kim Burrell, can't you tell? Okay. Kim Burrell, Ozempic, Kim Burrell, Kim Burrell, bobblehead, Kim Burrell, okay, can't you tell? Listen, Kim Burrell done came around here in the streets and she is showing y'all, baby. Listen, she may be a saint and a Christian, but listen, she was once a sinner once upon a time in her life, and baby, she still got it because the way she walked around that corner and bent that corner, bow legs and all, listen, you couldn't tell her nothing. You couldn't tell her nothing. Listen, you could not tell her that she wasn't two piece and a biscuit, okay, from Popeyes, fresh out the grease. So, I know a lot of people don't like Kim Burrell, particularly the gay community. They don't really care for her because of some of the remarks that she has made towards the gay community. But I'm all for redemption. I'm all for giving people a second chance. Do I feel like that um she's riding off the coattails, of the same people that she has torn down? Yes, I do feel that way, but I feel like, shoot, Kim Burrell is out here living her best life. And at the end of the day, you cannot deny her talent is undeniable. It's just that her spirit is so nasty, or at least it has been. I don't know whether in the recent months what it's been, but her spirit has been nasty in the past. People are just not going to take her serious. And one thing I know, two things for certain, presentation is everything, child. So when it comes down to it, listen, once you have put a bad taste in somebody's mouth, they can definitely forgive you, but they're never going to forget how you make them feel. And that's a true statement. The last thing I wanted to touch on was Tasha K. So as we all know, Cardi B has put Tasha K back on notice once again, saying yes, tag team that ass and bring it to the front, because now she's making her pull up her financial documents and statements when it comes to the judgment that she had to pay back, basically tracking her statements and making her, I guess, pulling forth to the courts to see exactly what it is that she's making, where the money at, where the money reside at, all of that. Okay. Do I feel like that is necessary? Yes, because listen, she drugged that woman through the mud. When I tell you she drugged that woman through the mud, she drugged Cardi through the mud for filth. So listen, if Cardi wants to stay on that ass for the next 5 or 10, 20, 30, 35 years, she got every right to do so. Okay. Because some things that you put out there into the universe, you can literally not take it back once you put it out there into the universe about somebody. So I can understand why she felt some kind of way when it comes to her reputation. She felt like was being tarnished because of this woman was literally making false accusations and making up rumors and things like that about her. Do we know any of the rumors to be true? Listen, that's a Scooby-Doo mystery that will be forever needing to be solved. But at this day and age, to where people, once again, negativity sells, people will sell their souls, people would do anything just to get them up another step while stepping on somebody else. Listen, this is the society that we live in. So it is what it is. The last thing I wanted to touch on real quick, 'cause I'm out here in the car, I'm about to go into the store, but listen, for the last 7 months, I think I have made it. Really, I have not really. Well, I don't know if I would necessarily say that I've been quiet about it, but I have made it be known, to close friends that I'm not so much as struggling through an identity crisis. I would say it's not so much as me not wanting to admit that I still have feelings for men. I think it's more so to do with sometimes when things happen, you're trying to find yourself and you would like to become closer to God. And that's just what this is in my particular case is I have really been in a self-discovery stage where I have been trying to find myself, and because of that, I just feel like that the only way I was able to do that is to kind of give up some things and be like, okay, God, whatever you got for my life, let it be. Okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm at a loss right now. And I'm not going to say that, I'm jumping back over the fence to be straight as a pole again. My only thing is I just want to serve God and I just want God to be pleased with me. So in order for him to be pleased with me, I just feel like there's certain things that I have to dial back on. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with shifting. Okay. I'm in the middle of a situation now of where, I'm in between jobs. Things are changing in my life. Things that I used to sit here and like, I don't anymore. And I think that a lot of that comes with age. So sometimes you just kind of have to take that, give yourself grace, realize that you are not perfect. And, just sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. So that's where I'm at right now. I feel like God is working with me. And, this is just something that I'm going to have to like kind of just work my way through to see what it is that God wants for my life. Because at this moment right now, I just feel like God has stripped me of so much. I've been stripped of so much. And when I feel like you've been stripped of, whenever you have been stripped of so much in your life, I feel like that when you're at ground zero, the best thing you can do is sit still and let God do his thing. Now that's if you believe in it. If you believe in something else, another higher power, that's you and your business. As far as me and my business, it's a whole different ball game. But I do want to encourage you that it does get better. I know a lot of you out here may be going through depression. You may be going through a tough time where you can't find a job. You may be going through a tough time where you feel like that your household, your family, everything is falling apart. But rest assured, all it takes is a mustard seed of faith to believe in yourself, to know that it will get better in the morning. You just gotta hang on in there. And I'm gonna leave you with that. I'm gonna sign off. I will be back. Once again, this is Mr. 6'8". Okay, is the microphone on? Do it talk out loud? What if it's talking out loud? What is it saying? Baby, it's saying it's hot out here and I gotta turn this AC back on before I faint. But I'll talk to y'all later though. Until next time. Love you all. Bye.